Hey guys, Josh here. Well, here we are again. It's time to say goodbye to 2023 and start welcoming the next upcoming year, 2024. And I don't know why, but I'm actually feeling pretty hopeful for the next year. Maybe because 2023 has just been all over the place for me personally, and it honestly just makes me glad that we're heading into a new year again. There's quite a bit I want to discuss before 2023 concludes, and most of it won't be pretty. You all might want to sit down and get comfy because things are gonna get a bit serious. I'll go from not as bad to completely bad. So the reason why I wasn't really feeling 2023 is because a lot of personal issues in my life have really begun to take control. Not only that, but I've also gotten into several problems outside of YouTube and stuff like that. To be fair, it wasn't all doom and gloom up in my room because we did get a handful of enjoyable things this year, like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the Sonic Frontiers DLC, Super Mario RPG fully remade, Sonic Superstars, and hell, we got an official fully animated Mario movie, which even after 8 months, I'd still consider it to be a masterpiece. And this year marked the 6th anniversary of the day I've made this channel, which still doesn't feel real to me. And from the looks of it, 2024 seems to have loads of stuff to offer in terms of media and other things as well so far. But that's where most of the positives stop, because as you saw by the title, this year has been nothing but a steaming hot mess. Loads of things have just been changing while I slowly crawl my way into reaching my 20s, as I am now 19 years old. Let's just say this year marked new territory for me personally, because a lot of stuff has been happening and changing. So as most of you know, I started college for the very first time back in the beginning of September, and it all felt so surreal to me. I don't know why, but it actually felt pretty refreshing heading back to a proper school building after remotely taking classes for a while. Of course, I'd still have to use Zoom and stuff like that for some classes every now and then, but it's kinda nice getting back into the swing of things. I mean, it kinda felt the same as high school, except obviously without the hectic students that were summoned from hell. Most of the students seemed to be pretty civil and chill, which I actually wasn't expecting. I guess being tortured and humiliated in high school for the past 5 years really got to me. Anyway, I managed to survive the first semester, and I'll be moving on to the second semester in January. So far so good at the moment, but I can tell things will become more intimidating later down the line. And that's just it. College is something I wasn't really expecting to start so soon for some reason. Because I feel college is where you'll have to take it from there with the little amount of assistance there'll be. I know I'll be okay for the time being, but in a couple of years, that's when things will really shift into high gear. But now I know that all of this is basically a homestretch for me becoming a full-grown adult. Which is something I'm not quite looking forward to yet. Like I said, things will be okay for the time being, but I guess I'm not just fully into it yet, even though I've already been here for 4 months. But yeah, college is going great so far, and I enjoy studying for digital marketing. Well, that's one down. The next one is something y'all already know about. Since November of last year, I've been getting harassed, stalked, and manipulated on Twitter by people who can't handle opinions or even know any form of common sense. Basically, Twitter, or X, as you know, is not the safest place to be on the internet, as things just get controversial just by being a Sonic fan. It'll involve stuff like racism, harassment, and somehow talking about people's mental issues. And I learned all of that the hard way. Either way, this is like pretty much beating a dead horse at this point. I won't even go as deep with this info because once I do, the comments will be swarming with brain-dead idiots who will go to the ends of the earth just to embarrass themselves. Again. But this issue really struck me like lightning, especially since throughout this year it's been nothing but arguing with shitheads for literally no reason. And this has been happening for months and months. I would stay off of Twitter, but that'll only just make things worse if you ask me. Because then the humiliation will just keep going further and further with people calling me a coward or something, and I certainly will not be known for that. Or put up with it, rather. If you want to hear my full thoughts on the drama, then head on over to this video, cause I'm not even gonna bother trying to explain myself again. To put it short, you cannot trust anybody or say anything because people on X are that sensitive to feedback, even when said feedback doesn't involve them in any way. Well, that was the first 2 problems I had to deal with throughout this year. But now it's time for the thing that hit me like a wrecking ball. I've avoided talking about this till now, but yeah, I think it's time I pretty much brought it up. Just like last year where I told you guys that a family member of mine passed away, it happened again to another family member who meant a lot to me. I won't go too deep into it because it's just too depressing. I constantly think about the one I lost every day, and I don't think things could ever recover from something so heartbreaking, but I'd so love to be wrong about that. If the whole Twitter drama thing wasn't enough to have me struck down, this shot me down completely. So now that I've lost 2 loved ones over the course of this year and the last, this is where my life really just starts to change. Like, this is where I'll have to continue on without the people that helped me become the person I am today, and the people who got me into all the things I love today. And the worst part is that this just makes me more concerned for the family members I could lose later on. Like my aunt, uncle, cousins, and whatnot. I just care so much about them, and then crap like this just happens, which just really breaks me. Not only that, but I've also for the first time developed a midlife / existential crisis, as if having a little bit of anxiety wasn't bad enough. I've just been worried about things like never experiencing past memories again, and being worried about what the future could hold for me and many others and how life will end up. It's weird because I'm only 19 years old and I feel like I'm too young to be experiencing stuff like this despite me practically becoming an adult at this point. But I'm just now realizing that it's just how the world works. Things just occur and we have to deal with it. With all of this occurring, which feels just a tad bit random at best, it just left me feeling kinda lonely. Not entirely, because I do have family, friends, at least online, and hopefully enough positivity to keep on going. But most of this also left me feeling concerned for the many other occurrences that could happen in the future that could end up being good or bad. I mean, I'm not gonna quit and let shit get the best of me because that's what I'm afraid of. I want to improve myself on things in life that have me the way that I am. I want to be more positive and just get the most enjoyment in life as much as possible. Making these videos is one thing that makes me proud. I mean, I make videos for fun and entertaining as many people as I can, despite me not being that big of a channel, I guess. It never really mattered on how many subs or the amount of attention I grabbed from people to begin with. There really isn't a competition because why compete when there's really nothing to compete for at the end of the day? Making these videos just brings me joy because I get to share and talk about things that make me happy. But I know that all the videos I make aren't going to be for everyone in the pleasing department, and I know there's a good number of people out there that find what I make to be enjoyable. And you know what? That's good enough for me. When I started this channel, I was just a random silly goofball with nothing but a phone and an annoying high voice who just loved games. Fast forward 6 years later, and I'd say I've gotten the hang of my YouTube career. I can properly script videos, use proper equipment, and make sure my videos are in decent quality for others to watch. Sometimes. And I'll continue to make videos until someday when YouTube randomly decides to shut down their site. Knowing the company, they might do that someday, but I hope I'm not jinxing it. I mean, where else are we gonna find the best online videos? So while things don't feel entirely hectic at the moment, I can tell that this is only the beginning of what's to come. Not just for the smallest things like worrying about YouTube and stuff like that, but things outside of that can also change. And we just have to accept it all. But yeah, it's safe to assume that now that we're older, things certainly don't feel the same anymore, and there's really nothing we can do about it. Before, things were all simple, but now it's jobs, loans, families, and while most of those are important and really show how far we went in life, things definitely feel more intimidating as of now. Sadly, it's true, guys, we're not kids anymore. And so far, the 2020s just haven't been entertaining at all. I feel we were in better conditions in the 2010s. It's also kind of scary how COVID is still a risk because there are some people out there who sadly got a hold of it. I myself haven't gotten it, thankfully, but yeah, we should still be pretty cautious of it nevertheless. But it's definitely not just COVID that we'll have to be mindful of, because if COVID is something that is hugely effective, just imagine what other crap we might get ourselves into. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that for the upcoming new year, I want to learn to become more independent and fulfilling in life, since I guess I'm now realizing that things do start to change as soon as you get used to it all. If there's anything I want people to learn from this video, it's to get the most out of every moment you have in life. Cause with whatever happens, it really only matters on how we handle it. It's like what Sonic says in Black Knight, you gotta live life to the fullest in the time that you have. Speaking of time, 2018 already became 5 years old this year, but now 2019 is about to become 5 years old next year. And we were locked up in our homes during the half of that, which sucks. And it's funny because as a kid I was always excited for the next year, but now I'm not as excited because with every day that goes by you just have less and less time of being young. So yeah, I guess you should all just pretty much enjoy what you love doing, spend as much time with your loved ones, and if there's anything you've been wishing to do with your life at any point, go for it. The only way you can live a life without any regrets is to just go out and experience things as much as you like. Also got that one from a blue boy that means a lot to me. But I'm just hoping my mental health gets better over time. So overall, this year, as I just described, wasn't the best time for me, especially since I lost someone I truly cared about. I think about that person every day of my life now. Nothing's more heartbreaking than that, and I hope all of you don't have to suffer what I'm dealing with anytime soon. And I myself want to work on becoming more noble and independent because there will be a time where I'll have to take things from there and show others how confident I am in life. It's sad to think about all of this, but it's true. And I just want all things to go swell and not be all crazy. So whatever happens, we just have to deal with it, like I said. Now go out there and make the people you care about proud and show them how noble and show what a good person they want you as. Yeah, as cheesy as all of that sounds, it's still true. I guess I just wanted to say that we can definitely make a difference in life if we tried and just remain positive. And I do appreciate all the support I get while making these videos. They may not seem like much, but they're certainly enough to boost my spirits up. Can't believe I'm actually going this deep for a video, but I'm kinda glad I did. Well guys, thanks for listening, and I hope everyone had a spectacular year. 2023 may not have been a perfect year for me, but I hope it did you all good in your cases. As always, more videos are on the way, and I'm hopefully going to try and make even bigger videos that can hopefully attract others' attention, so that way my career can grow even further, which I always strive to do. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next year in 2024.